Hello, everybody, and welcome to PRA NR2003 Adrenaline Series. I'm your host, Phoenix, otherwise known as Justin May, and I'm going to be doing the broadcast tonight for our Adrenaline Series race here at Nashville SuperSpeedway. We are following the NASCAR Cup Series schedule for the entire season of 2024, and tonight we have, it looks to be 6 to 8 drivers that are going to make the field. Got a few new that are coming from iRacing. Yes, Thomas, you can join me in the booth. Is that you, Thomas?
What up?
There you are. I seen you on the channel chat there, so I was like, that's Thomas. I see you. We are looking at the points standings right now for tonight's race in the NR2003 League. Flashbang is the points leader. Overall points, he's ahead by quite a bit, but the summer points, he's only up by 3 over Volley. So this is, and then over KS, he's over 4 points on him. So there could be a good 4-point swing tonight with there being 6 to 8 racers here tonight.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hopefully we can see some great racing tonight, right, Phoenix?
Absolutely. We're at Nashville SuperSpeedway. We're following the normal NASCAR Cup Series schedule for 2024. We've even got the same weather and stuff that the race would have on Sunday. So we try to mimic the whole series as close as possible. And if you see me freeze up a little bit on the screen every now and then, it's because NR2003 does not like it when you Alt-Tab. So.
Side note, Phoenix, you mind showing the broadcast in the Discord so I'll be able to watch it a little bit more vividly?
Yes. Let me do that real quick. Everybody on the broadcast. Oh, man. It just went blank. Okay. Everybody watching on YouTube, you're going to see it freeze for a second. Now you should be able to see.
Sorry about that, guys. Well, hopefully we get some great racing tonight.
Absolutely. Right now we're following along with KS. Is that lagging for you?
It's good. It's looking pretty good.
Okay. Let's change it to, I think this is Raceman. His, as always, his paint scheme never shows up. I don't know why. It shows up for him, and it shows up for a couple of people watching, or actually racing, but it never shows up for me. It's just a gray car, usually. And sometimes Flashbang is, so that could be Flashbang. Let's see. We'll see who that is. That is actually Racer Chick. Okay, that's Racer Chick. She's great tonight. And this is Cody Linscott. You will probably recognize him from the PRA iRacing Asphalt Assault League. We're going to go through the field. Flashbang's gray too, so it's going to be hard to tell who's who here. And Planet is gray. It looks like everybody's gray except for a couple. Might be because I didn't get their car files uploaded to my server. Whoopsie.
Absolutely.
So we're going to see a few gray cars tonight. There's Cubinator. Oh. And they had a big crash while I was not looking.
It looks like I'm going to be a little bit delayed tonight on commentating and stuff like that, though. But hopefully we can see some amazing race. As we know, Nashville is one of those tracks where I've noticed that the race last couple days ago, that the race here is like there's multi-groove. So I'm gonna hopefully be able to see some more multi-groove racing when it comes to Nashville. Maybe not quite people running that high line up there on that against that wall, but definitely I believe we got some guys who are probably gonna run right around in like the middle to bottom area groove. I'm very curious how Tire will play play a very big role into the into how like strategy works tonight.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is going to be one of the faster tracks that they've been to. The last couple of weeks they've been doing short tracks a lot. So my pick for tonight and every night that I'm here in the NR2003 league is Raceman. He's in that number 55 Oklahoma car. He is typically the fastest one in this league. He burns the tires, but he's also good on old tires. So he's really hard to beat. Whenever he makes a race, it's usually him that's going to win it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I don't know who necessarily to pick right now. I'm gonna have to reserve that for later because I honestly don't know who's fast in this series, who's not. I'm just coming over because we finished the iRacing series on Monday, so let's see who can come on top tonight. And I'm gonna be probably rooting for the leader every time.
It looks like KS just spun Planet out during the practice there. He just cut right up into him. Some pre-race shenanigans. So this number 4 car of KS, he's typically as hard to pass as Ryan Newman is. So we're going to see a lot of that.
Seems a lot of inspirational paint schemes out there, as like we see this Budweiser scheme coming out. A tribute to Dale Earnhardt Jr. looks like as well.
Yep, we got a Dale Jr. fan in the crowd.
Well, it seems like there's a lot of legacy schemes out there on the track tonight, right, Phoenix?
Yep, and if I would have got everybody's car files before tonight, we probably would have seen more. But I totally forgot about that. Getting set up for tonight, so we're gonna see a few gray cars. Kubinator, he is new on the wheel. We've seen him in the iRacing League. He raced on the controller for the majority of the series, but just a couple weeks ago he got a wheel, so we're gonna start seeing him improving. I see.
Looks like that 55 is starting to make laps as well. Well,
Yep.
actually, he's coming to the pit road, so.
Yep. Guess there's only 2 cars out there, so it's about time for qualifying. 9:15 will be qualifying, so they might be getting set up for that. Yep, they're switching it to qualifying now.
There we go. I wouldn't be surprised though, on like when it comes to Nashville, I wouldn't be surprised if people trying different methods when it comes to like setting up the qualifying run, right? Like for example, maybe coming into the final corner in 3 and 4, maybe like arcing a little bit wide, like typically in iRacing, arcing it wide, coming down, cutting back late, making sure they get that straight shot exit to make sure they can get as much straight line speed when they're coming down the front stretch. I wonder how many drivers we'll see tonight be able to utilize that strategy possibly, and maybe get on pole tonight. I wonder if anyone will be able to do that.
I would believe that the one that'll be doing that's Raceman. In my experience, he's got a 100% rate on getting pole position and stuff like that. So we'll see if that continues.
Well, along with that strategy, though, like, I wonder how much of a difference that race temperatures and the race night being at nighttime it looks like. I wonder how much that can be able to change as much as, like, how the cars on the speed are going to be going fast. Are they going to be going faster? Are they going to be slower because the cars can't get their tires up to temperature? I wonder how much of the difference it would make. What do you think, Phoenix? What do you think it would be about with the weather and the current conditions? What do you think will be affecting the drivers tonight?
So it's going to be a hot one because we're in Tennessee. So even at night, it's going to be in the 90s. I think they said it was 88 or something like that. So it's going to be a pretty slick condition, even with the lights on. So we're going to see a lot of slick tires out there. So there's going to be people sliding around a lot. Traction is going to be a hard thing to get.
Mm-hmm. So I'm a little coming in blindfolded into this race. How many laps of racing are we doing tonight, and where's the specs of everyone's like fuel strategy you think is going to be going on tonight?
Well, let's see here. Tonight's race is going to be 105 laps, and so I predict that we will see a lot of tire strategy, at least from Flashbang. He's probably one of the bigger strategists in this field. Thus his point lead. Earlier I said he was ahead by 3 points. I was wrong. He's up by 13 points. I misread that. My wife was so gracious to show me that I was wrong. So yeah, Flash is probably one of the better strategists here. He doesn't typically throw down fast laps, but he gets the strategy right at the right time and makes the right calls to be consistent. That's why he's the point leader. That's why he's got. Let me go look again. He's got 5 wins on the season, while Raceman has 11 wins. Raceman's 4th in the points. So a lot of that is because Raceman doesn't make every race. So just to kind of show you, the majority of the winners here is Flashbang and Raceman. So between the two of them, it's going to be whoever gets the better strategy call at the right time and all the speed in the end. Because typically that's what Raceman does. He gets the speed. He's good on short runs. If there's a lot of cautions, you'll see him take off. There's a lot of times that he's 2 or 3 laps ahead of the rest of the field. There's been a few races like that this season where he's been 2 laps ahead of second place. So,
Absolutely. Along with that, are we going to see any like hard charges you think going through the field today, like starting from the farther back, pushing their way forward, being able to execute moves correctly and like positively and be able to get to the front fast? Do you think there's going to be anyone who's going to be able to stand out to you about doing that tonight?
in our field we have a couple of new ones. I would like to see how Racer Chick does. I feel like she'll be a quick mover. She's a quick learner. Between KS and Volley, they're pretty aggressive. So if they start near the back, you're gonna see them make contact with somebody. It typically happens.
Well, looks like we're getting close to race time. It looks like here.
Yep.
Hopefully we can see them grid up here and get that grid going.
Yep. The way they usually do it is they have a 5-minute warm-up session so they can go take their bathroom breaks or whatever before the race starts. So I imagine that's what's happening right now. So one more time before that starts, we were going to look at the point standings. So like I said before, Flashbang is in the lead by 13 points, not 3, 13 points over Volley and 14 points over KS, and Raceman is quite a bit back there. The way we have it broke up here, we have 3 different championships ran through the entire season, plus the overall championship. So there's a 2024 champion. Then there was a spring champion, which was Flashbang, and he's on his way to a summer championship right now. And then there'll be a fall champion. And if Flashbang just keeps it up, it'll be him all year long.
Absolutely. Looks like he's got quite the strong lead there.
Yep, he's got the strong lead. We just announced today that he is now the NR2003 manager for PRA. I have stepped down from that position because I'm taking over the iRacing stuff for the foreseeable future for PRA, and I don't have enough time to invest in both iRacing and NR2003, so we went ahead and passed that down to Flashbang. So not only is he dominating the series in the point standings, he's now the head guy. So now they can say he's cheating.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's always the fun part about being the owner of a league or owner of a division in a league, right?
Absolutely. Fortunately for Flashbang, Volley does the point standings, so he's going to keep him honest.
That's the best way to do it, right?
Absolutely. And for those that are viewing, if you don't know what game we're playing, it is NR2003, NASCAR Racing 2003. This was made by Papyrus in 2022. In 2002, my bad. And this was the precursor to iRacing. The people at Papyrus, they disbanded in 2005, and they made the iRacing company in 2007, and it went live in 2008. But it's the same people that made NR2003. That's why you'll see a lot of the similar, a lot of the same physics engine that you see in iRacing, but 21 years older. So there's been a whole lot of updates since then. So you're going to see the antiquated version of iRacing. I like to call NR2003 iRacing Lite because it's free. You got tons of mods, thousands of mods to choose from, and it's all free. You don't have to pay for any of it. So it's quite a good deal if you can't afford iRacing.
Absolutely, that sounds quite about like something quite interesting. Do you want to know? You guys would like the viewers? Do you think Phoenix would like to know some more information about this track?
Well, it is a concrete 1.5 miles, so it is different than your normal asphalt 1.5 miles. So concrete does behave a whole lot different on your tires than what asphalt does. This track's been in NASCAR since the early 2000s. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't got my history kind of counted up on this channel, on this track.
It says in 2001, the national level NASCAR racing unit returned to NASCAR when the 1.3-mile Nashville SuperSpeedway opened and played host to what are now known as the Xfinity and Camping World Truck Series. For the first time, over the first decade, the track has become a stable and schedule for both series, expanding to 2 events while also adding IndyCar racing for the first 8 years of its existence. However, without a NASCAR Cup Series date on its calendar until pretty recently, the track's final season, it was shut down after closing and seek NASCAR sanction for 2012. How times have changed. In the June of 2020, NASCAR Nashville SuperSpeedway a Cup Series date for 2021, effectively bringing the track back to life. For the first time, it hosted for all 3 NASCAR series in June 2021, like Dover International Speedway. Its sister track, Nashville, features a concrete racing surface that will present a unique challenge to the many real-world racing stars who would take it on for the first time. You'll find yourself facing those same obstacles if you try to attempt this track, right? So.
Absolutely. We are starting the grid. Looks like they're waiting for someone. We'll go through the grid real quick before my ticker won't work until they start over the start-finish line. Right now it's kind of janky until they start the race. But it looks like Flashbang is on the pole. And you got Volley in second. Cody Linscott in third. And you got KS in fourth. Kubinator fifth. Planet in sixth. Seventh is, I'm trying to get there. Looks like Raceman got seventh. I guess he decided to start in the back, and then Racer Chick is in the back.
Yep.
And here we go. We're getting ready to go green flag racing here at Nashville SuperSpeedway. Green flag. And my ticker is all messed up. That's great.
Absolutely.
Let's get all that fixed. So right now, Flashbang is your leader. My ticker's all messed up. I'm trying to fix all that on the fly. Sorry for the lagginess while that's going on. So it looks like Flashbang's your leader. Second place is Volley. Third place is Cody Linscott. That's a surprise to start with.
Absolutely.
And so unlike iRacing, there is no background apps that we can use to see what's going on here. So we're just kind of on the fly. Whoop. Gotta see what's going on. So right now your running order is Flashbang, Volley Odinson, Cody Linscott, KS, Raceman is already up to 5th, Kubinator 6th, Planet 7th, and Racer Chick is in 8th. Raceman is all the way down on the apron, trying to pass
Looks like
KS.
side by side with that 4.
And he makes the pass with ease. Yeah, this is the guy going through the field. I thought he got the pole position, but I guess he elected to start in the back.
Looks like everyone kind of spread out here after the first couple of laps we got going. And I wonder if we're going to see any huge battles, especially with that 55 and the leader Flashbang at the front.
That'll probably take place in a few laps. Because he's already catching up to Cody Linscott. Just a couple of turns and he'll be right side by side with him. He's going to take the outside line here, and Volley is actually falling back. Cody Linscott's going to try to take second place from Volley. At the same time, Raceman's going to try to take third. So we're going to have a battle right here for second place here in just a few moments.
Now the 8's going to be swiggling up the track. The 55's now going to take a look. He's going to look on the outside here of the 8.
They're going to go 3 wide.
Looks like the 55 thought better and he backed out. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he comes right back out to attack that 14. That 14 slides up the track while the 55 goes on the inside. Now he's going to be chasing down that 8. Hopefully he can get some good momentum now coming up on that 8 to see if he can actually get that pass done.
And we see in the back there the 3 gray cars are battling for position 2. Let's take a look at that real quick. This is Kubinator on the outside, and looks like Racer Chick takes the position from him.
Like Racer Chick is going to break away from those 2 back there, as she's going to now make some more gains on Kubinator. Kubinator's going to, looks like he's struggling slightly, and looks like the car behind him is now going to start making a move on the inside. It's going to be inside of that Dodge Charger now, with that Camaro going to be on the inside, the Charger going to be on the outside. The Camaro's on the inside. Looks like he's going to kind of indirectly force Coob to go up the track, and looks like Planet's going to take the position over Coob here on the front straightaway.
And now let's go to check out the second place battle while it's going on. Cody Linscott on the inside. Raceman's just going to take the outside. He just lets him go. He does not hold up Raceman. Let's sorry, we have to cycle through the cameras on this game to get the right view. There's not an external program that I can use to just switch it to the right camera. We're going to ride on board with our fastest guy on the track right now. As you look back at Cody Linscott, who he just passed, he's already a half a straightaway ahead of him.
It looks like to me that the speed here at Nashville looks like it's going to be that center lane where all that rubber's built up. And it looks like that's where Raceman is gaining a lot of time on Flashbang there.
Absolutely. So we're watching it as the whole field's kind of spread out. We'll go through the field real quick. So you got Raceman in second. Flashbang is well in third right now, but we'll be watching for Raceman to catch up to him here. And then here's third place, Cody Linscott. Fourth place is KS. Fifth place is Volley. Sixth place is Racer Chick, who is catching Volley. I said at the beginning of this broadcast that she would be one to watch going through the field. And then
absolutely, it looks like she's gaining a lot of time there.
She is, and then you got Planet in 7th, Kubinator in 8th. So let's go back to our leader, Flashbang. We want to ride on board with him. And we'll watch back at Raceman. I got tongue-tied. So this will be the battle for the lead here in just a few laps. Raceman's gonna... He's always got the speed, like I said. Short run, he's the fastest guy in this league right now.
Looks like Flashbang, though, will be kind of pacing there. I could understand if he's not fully pushing that car quite yet to try to make sure he has the tire advantage when Raceman does get to him. And possibly, if Raceman does get to him, there's going to be a huge battle. And I wouldn't be surprised Raceman would be able to pass him and maybe hold on for a couple laps in front of Flashbang, and Flashbang ultimately getting by again.
Absolutely. I'm going to take a second here and hopefully fix this issue with my ticker real quick. It's going to freeze while I'm doing this, but it's going to make it look better on the live stream. There we go. Lock that back. There we go. My apologies.
Absolutely.
But like I said, NR2003, 21-year-old game. It runs on an old engine. You can't even full screen this game because if you full screen it and you alt tab, it will freeze it. So there's workarounds around that, and that's how I've kind of got it. I've got it to where it doesn't freeze; it just freezes in place. So at least I can stay in the game even after I've after I've alt tabbed is what I was trying to say. I'm gonna do this real quick. Windowed projector. I'm gonna give you a better view on windowed projector. There we go. Now you should see this. Do you see the graphics now?
Absolutely.
There we go. That's what I was trying to do. One more click. There we go. Now we should be good for the rest of the race with no more freezing. Sorry.
Looks like it's going to be silky smooth going from here forward.
And so we got Flashbang. He's about a second and a half ahead of Raceman. Raceman will be catching him here in just a few laps.
Seems like Racer Chick's within 3 or 2/10 now. Looks like she's getting close. Let's see what she's doing now. Looks like she's now gaining on the car ahead. She's going to be on that back bumper. Is she going to go high? Is she going to go low? We don't know.
That is Planet she is catching.
Like Planet has that better good entry into the corner, but looks like Racer Chick has the exit every single time. Looks like she's going to be able to gain a little bit more down this backstretch. The gap between her and Planet is ever more closing, and she's tending to take that higher line than Planet does. Hopefully it's because of that wake that the next gen car leaves behind the cars.
Yeah, there is an arrow pit. There is definitely an arrow push on these cars, just like you would find in iRacing.
Looks like she is playing a little bit higher up the track, and it seems like it's benefiting her and being able to catch Planet. Planet looks like he's trying to dirty up that air, prevent her from actually getting up behind him. But looks like she's now going to be within a car length of Planet, and looks like she's going to stay in that lane and let Planet kind of move around the track and hopefully make a mistake here. And now she goes on the inside of Planet on that Camaro car. Looks like Planet still has the straight line speed going into the corner, but looks like Racer Chick is just biding her time. She's finding the weight around, and she's getting ready to go for a move on here. On Planet here, it looks like she's going to get closer and closer every single time she goes on a front straightaway or back straightaway.
She definitely has more speed going into turn 3, but coming out of turn 4, it looks like Planet always pulls away.
Absolutely. But looks like she's still right there. She's still waiting for Planet to make a mistake. And if I was in that same situation, I would be just pressuring. Waiting for the moment when Planet does slip up or hit the apron or does something wrong, and hopefully be able to capitalize off of that.
As you spoke of before, there's a little bit of an arrow push with these cars, so when she gets right up on him, it makes her car really tight. So, as we saw a lap before, she caught him really quick. And there we go. She's going to do it again. The same move she did before, but it's just not enough. There's an arrow push when she gets up behind him, so it makes it hard for her to make the pass. These NCS 22 mod cars are very much like the Gen 7 Cup car, and they have the same characteristics.
Absolutely. Looks like she's still floating around in about that same bubble. It looks like Planet got some dirty air on her car, and looks like that gap has widened to about 2 car lengths now.
And as we
As we
are
go,
talking about them, here is the race for the lead. It is heating up. Raceman is catching Flashbang really quick now.
looks like he's gonna gain ever so slightly, but I wouldn't be surprised to see those same tactics Planet's doing against Racer Trick with Flashbang doing it onto Raceman. I wouldn't be surprised to see those kind of tactics come through. But with these guys being faster, it's gonna take a lot more of Raceman's ability and his tire wear to be able to actually get past Flashbang. Because honestly, if you're racing as fast as you can in this game or in this race, you're going to have a hard time passing these guys in front of you. Because imagine you pushing to the absolute limit and then being told to push even farther past that limit to be able to make a move, right?
Now we see that Volley has put dirty air on Flashbang, slowing him down a little bit. And now Raceman's right up on him.
Absolutely, and looks like Raceman's going to be closing in ever so slightly. I bet Raceman is going to try to look for those gaps of air that's clean that he can use to his advantage. Looks like he gained a little bit down the front straightaway here. He's going to be right close up to that bumper, but not quite. So he's going to take an alternate line to Flashbang, and it's going to end up losing some time due to the fact that on the entry of the corner there was a lot of dirty air.
Absolutely, we're watching from the helicopter just to see the difference in their lines, and you see Raceman is following Flashbang's line, but then he's a little bit wider coming out of the turn, giving him some straightaway speed.
Absolutely. I wonder if that going wide is causing him because of the dirty air, or if I was just wondering to know if that's intentional. It looks like Raceman's getting closer there on the entry, but it looks like he's not going to have that drive out like Flashbang did, and then he's going to use this draft. He's going to get closer. They're going to be within a car length now.
Here we go. Raceman is looking. He's hunting.
Looks like they're going to be within a car length again. Raceman's going to be inching closer to that back bumper of Flashbang now. Onto the inside, trying a different line. Raceman gets an amazing exit on Flashbang. We're going to see a move here on the inside. Raceman's going to be inside Flashbang, going side by side into turn 3. Flashbang's going to be moved up the track. Will he be able to hold onto the line here and keep the momentum on the outside? Flashbang edging out in front of Raceman. Raceman's going to be on the inside. He's going to be right there. Flashbang's going to be on the bumper. Is Flashbang going to come back and try something here coming into turn 2? Looks like Flashbang has nothing for Raceman here. He's going to settle in behind for P2.
Yep, and now it's just all Raceman at this point. We might see a strategy pull by Flashbang now that he's been passed.
Absolutely. Well, there's a whole lot more racing left. There's 77 laps here. There's a lot more to do in this race. It's about tire conversation, and the question is, how much rubber did Raceman burn? Did he burn more than Flashbang, or did Flashbang conserve enough to where he has optimal pace than Raceman over the long run?
Especially with Raceman going on the outside line, he's going to burn tires a whole lot faster.
Absolutely.
And it looks like my graphics have screwed up again. Again, this is an old antiquated game. I'm getting these graphics in a very janky way.
Looks like Flashbang's kind of answering back there to Raceman, and Raceman and Flashbang haven't fully separated yet. Flashbang's looking to continue being within that second of Raceman and hopefully be able to capitalize on the small mistakes that Raceman might make versus Flashbang. And looks like Flashbang's been having a better exit coming out of 4 comparatively to Raceman, and he's gained a little bit more here on Raceman coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, and it looks like he's staying in pace with him. I mean, Raceman doing that wider line is going to burn his tires much quicker, so we may see the fall off happen.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I do believe they have the tire wear set to 2 times normal.
So, the question now is, Phoenix, like, what lap do you think we'd see some drivers come into pit?
Well, I think a few of them already have. So I would say we got a little less than 80 laps remaining in this race. And then we got 73 laps remaining. I think in the next 20 laps we'll see these leaders pit, but I could be wrong. I would,
In the
I
next
would,
20 laps.
I would venture to bet that Flash would be the first one to pit to get fresh tires and try to run Raceman down again.
But I wonder if it might be better to just stay on track with Raceman pushing so hard as he is.
That could be also a strategy. That's a strategy I would go with. But I have seen Flash short pit many times this season in the NR2003 league, and sometimes it works out for him, and sometimes it does not. There's been times he's been caught a couple laps down because of it. But here's a surprise for you. Look who's in third. We have Racer Chick now in third place.
Looks like she's been able to fire away through the pack, and I wonder if some of the pack came into pit for fuel and tires, see if they are trying that undercut strategy, and Racer Chick is continuing to stay out here.
I would venture to bet that she's doing the same strategy Flashbang's doing. I could be wrong, but I think they'd probably practice the same strategy during their. Oh, Flashbang just got into the wall. That's not going to help him.
Ooh. Doesn't look like that lost him about another half a second there, hitting that wall. Looks like he might have a little bit of damage. Hopefully that damage, if he does have any, doesn't hurt him quite as bad here as compared to like the other drivers here.
Yeah, that's not good for him to be smacking a wall like that.
You know, Nashville's one of those weird tracks, you know, that coming out of the corners, it's been quite known that those exits there are very tight. It looks like Flashbang is now coming into pit road.
Yep, he is pitting. Let's go on board with Flashbang while he gets his service done. This is our points leader down on pit road.
Wonders though with how these drivers work, and I wonder if that damage there really forced Flashbang to come down pit road just because of the fact that maybe with that damage it would have just been worse to stay out and he would have lost more time.
Yeah, I'm sure that it would have burned up his tires faster, and it was probably making the car push a whole lot more after that. So, yeah, I'm willing to bet this is the reason he is on pit road. And so as he gets his service, let's take a look at the rest of the field here. I have to bring that up to see who I'm looking at because there's too many gray cars. Looks like Racer Chick is now pulling down pit road, so she's following Flash's pit strategy. So let's go to Raceman. Raceman is now on pit road.
Maybe it wasn't a damage situation for Flashbang. Maybe it was intentional.
Maybe.
Raceman is coming out. More intentional. Raceman's going to be coming up. I wonder if Flashbang had, since he had a lap newer tires, I wonder if Flashbang has been able to gain a little bit of time on Raceman here. As we see, I wonder if that's Flashbang in the distance there behind Flash.
That is. It's Flashbang right behind. Excuse me.
Looks like that pit didn't do much for him, but let's see. Hopefully, Flashbang will be able to gain quite a bit on him.
They're about the same distance as they were before pitting, and right now, Kubinator is our race leader, and he's coming into the pit.
Looks like he's gonna get serviced. I bet it's gonna be 4 tires, full fuel. Here.
He's gonna have a lead lap at least on his record now. I think that's Coob's first lead lap of his career here in PRA.
Looks like it will be, and looks like Raceman's is kind of walking away with it. And I wonder, he's also taking the high lane again. I wonder if that's mattering as much, or I wonder if taking that middle groove like it's been has been beneficial for Raceman here.
I don't know. We're gonna ride on board on the roof cam of Flashbang as he's riding behind Raceman, and he looks like he has caught up to Raceman compared to where he was when he first came out of pits.
Looks like he is, and he's starting to gain. I'm noticing down this front stretch, he's kind of closed in a couple tenths. I wonder if Raceman is slowing up the pace for him, or slaving that little bit more tire, being able to use that against Flashbang when he gets there.
So yeah, we're gonna see Raceman reassume the lead here. Flashbang in second, Cody Linscott third, Kubinator fourth, KS fifth, Racer Chick sixth, Planet in seventh, and Valley Odinson in eighth. I apologize that the graphics on the left of the screen are always janky. I can't do anything about it. I tried to get some mods beforehand to make some good graphics, but where this is such an old game, a lot of them have been removed from the internet. So
that's exciting, and that's a dark time when a game's compatibility with consoles and stuff like that starts going out the door. That's quite a sad day when that starts happening.
Yep. Fortunately for NR2003, there is still a huge community that follows it. A lot of former iRacing racers have went back to NR2003 to save money. A lot of there seems to be a lot of kids that enjoy this game. I have noticed that as a league owner.
Understandable.
Especially with it being free, they don't have to get their parents' wallet out.
Absolutely.
But looks you do have to be. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just say, Raceman looks like he's starting to extend his lead to Flashbang.
Yeah, he's 1.1 seconds over Flashbang right now.
But back to what you're saying about how free this game is comparatively, and how compatible it is with running at PCs sometimes.
Well, the thing is, it is 100% free. You can get it on the internet. You can find it anywhere. Just do a quick Google search of NR2003 install, and you'll find it somewhere. There's a no CD crack and all that, so that you don't have to have a CD key. They've found a CD key that kind of works as a universal key, and you gotta be a little bit tech savvy to know how to install the game. It's not just as easy as click one button and it runs. There are some nuances to this that you need to know a little more about PCs to get it running. Fortunately, I do have tech savviness, and our server right now is running on a Linux machine. So not only have I figured out how to make this thing run on a Windows machine, I have it running on a Linux machine. So
that's quite incredible.
So we're running this server from a Linux machine. We've also got another league that is renting off of us. So thanks to Adam Radisky, if he's watching. He's raced in the PRA league a couple of times. He's got a racing league called Virtual 8 Racing. They mostly focus on figure 8 racing. So it's like Wreckfest, but in NR2003. And it's pretty interesting. But he helps pay for this server, and so I appreciate him. So yeah, not only have I figured out how to get it running on Windows, but it's running twice on Linux. Anybody else that wants to rent off of us, we'll give you a deal. We have a pretty powerful machine that hosts all of our PC servers for any PC game, AC, ACC, AMS2, NR2003. We got Minecraft, and we got Valheim, and many, many more games. One of the ones that I've got running constantly now is our BeamNG server. So if you got BeamNG, we've also got that. Just search for the Prodigy Racing Association server, and we've always got a map up for everybody to enjoy. Join the Discord, discord.gg/PRA.
Looks
Shameless
like we're
plug.
getting close to the halfway mark. We got about 5 laps before that. Why don't you take us through the grid? Looks like Raceman's increased his gap to 3 seconds now.
Yep, Raceman is in first. He has increased his gap to 3 seconds. And then in second place we have Flashbang. And let's go back one more. Third place is Cody Linscott. I'm looking for him. There he is, coming across the line now. He's got some cars close by behind him. We got Planet behind him, which is a couple laps down, I think. And we got Kubinator, who's a lap down. So there is a race going on right here for fifth. Kubinator just passed Planet for fifth.
Yeah, looks like he came around the outside. Looked like Superman on that outside line with those fresher tires, it looks like.
Absolutely. As we were going through the field, he just makes that huge pass. Volley is now in the pits. He's in seventh. And it looks like Racer Chick has pulled it off the track. She is not on. She is DNF'd. I missed
Looks
that.
like she some catastrophic must have happened for her to like pull it in and not race much farther.
Yeah, I don't have a clue what happened there. Unfortunately, with this sim, there's a whole lot of nothing for the information that you get. I can do this right here and see that she's 11 laps down. I don't know what happened to her. So that's all the information I have unless we get an interview with her.
Absolutely, absolutely. It looks like Raceman's continuing his dominant performance now ever since passing Flashbane, and looks like he's just leaving everyone in the dust, and there's not much battling going on here as everyone's kind of spaced out and it's kind of turned into no man's wasteland on the track.
Yep, we got 7 cars still on the track. Raceman is usually stinking up the race like this. This is his normal position. If he made every race, he'd be in the lead in the points by far.
Absolutely. Kind of similar to Corey Lyles in the Asphalt Assault series. When that
Yeah,
was
absolutely. One thing about Raceman that would probably surprise you is he is 65 years old, and he is out here classing the field.
That's something. That's something to do. I mean, quite a feat.
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of your veterans, as far as sim racing is concerned, have moved over to NR2003 because of the influx of children in iRacing. It annoys a lot of them, so they move over to NR2003, have a more laid-back atmosphere. They like it with smaller fields like this. This is their preferred way of racing. They don't like it with a whole lot out there because there's a lot of chaos, a lot of people that don't know how to give room and stuff like that. So you get to race when it's like this. It's not a constant caution fest. You know, some people nickname iRacing iPacing because it's always caution. So
Absolutely, absolutely.
for us doing the broadcast, obviously it's not as exciting to watch one car just dominate.
Yep, it's typically this is a rarity in my opinion to see just one car dominate like this. I mean, it happens. For example, last week or realistically yesterday at the actual Nashville race, we saw Christopher Bell come out and just dominate the race. But there's always typically one or two drivers behind, kind of lingering within 2 seconds, and I believe that would be Flashbang. But it looks like typically those drivers behind are doing at least something to make it a little bit interesting going through the field.
Yep, and it looks like Raceman is putting whoever that is, that's Planet, putting him another lap down. He's just outpacing the field. Flashbang is now 4.4 seconds behind. Cody Linscott's 26 seconds behind. And then the next one's back's a lap down. So we have 3 cars on the lead lap.
That's quite something when the amount of diversity when it comes to race. But like you said, this is one of the more like what I would say honestly. But this league as a whole has always been one of those things where you always find someone who's gonna battle you, because there's always gonna be someone who's gonna be about the same skill level that's gonna be able to challenge you week by week. And honestly, you're seeing that tonight, where we're seeing some people fighting farther back with what they are used to, and some people like Flashbang and Raceman are up front and kind of going toe to toe at times, see if they are see who has the better stuff, honestly.
Yeah, and just watching Flashbang. Let's watch from his point of view for a minute. See where he's going. He is so far back he doesn't even see Raceman anymore.
Looks like he's arcing that car down the bottom line. I wonder if that middle line now has kind of dirtied up a little bit, and it's kind of like choked up, if that makes sense in my opinion.
Yeah, the majority of the cars are taking that center line, and you see as Flashbang tried to take the middle line, he pushed up high.
That's probably because of the dirty air coming off the car in front of him. A fun fact about these next-gen cars, typically the dirty air happens for about once for the car, like it's affecting every car behind you for about like a second behind you, and that can be quite exhausting trying to pass someone who's so far ahead of you, but you can't do nothing about it just because of how bad the dirty air is.
Right, and as we see right now, there must be something going on with Flashbang's car, because the lapped car of KS is faster than he is now.
I wonder if he kind of burned his stuff up trying to keep up with Raceman, or try to pace with Raceman.
Very well could have, because he is definitely off the pace compared to KS right now.
It could be also that KS also went down and pitted and got some more tires and more fuel. See if that maybe doing a double pit strategy rather than a one stop.
Oh, and Flashbang went wide.
Looks like Flashbang is struggling now on those older tires, not being able to keep them underneath them. It looks like.
That's unfortunate for the race, because he was gonna make it a good race with Raceman, but it looks like he's burned it up. So now he is very well potentially in the clutches of Cody Linscott eventually.
Absolutely.
Cody Linscott just went a lap down, so the only two cars on the lead lap now are Flashbang and Raceman.
Absolutely. Well, anyway, moving on to like the city's history. Since we're at Nashville, why don't we talk about some music and the history of Nashville when it comes to music, as well as racing? I mean, music has definitely played some influence on this track, as we see the trophy for this racetrack is typically a guitar. And honestly, what do you think of when you think of Nashville, like music-wise?
Country music.
Country music. Well, honestly, like, what specific country music do you believe in would come to mind for you?
Mostly the old stuff, the old style. Dolly
Old
Parton, George Jones, people of that era. That's who comes to my mind whenever I think of Nashville.
Definitely has. Those people like that, in my opinion, have really cemented like the culture when it comes to Nashville, with like the music, and honestly, the environment is something else when compared to other tracks. When you're like, you think of Nashville, you think of music and groove, and versus just the track and like the city's might, right? So.
Absolutely.
Well, what's on the? I was always wondering, and I was gonna ask you sometime in this race, Phoenix, what's coming up on the schedule on for these guys in the Adrenaline series?
So let me get a look at that. You're gonna see it freeze a second while I do that, and then we'll come back. So today we got Nashville, 105 laps here at Nashville SuperSpeedway. Next week we are 50 laps at the Chicago Street Course. And on the 15th, we are at Pocono for 60 laps. And then the following week will be Indianapolis. And then we'll have there's a 2-week break for the Olympics and the NASCAR Cup Series schedule. And for those 2 weeks, we're going to have fantasy tracks. The Widowmaker and the Bone Crusher will be the 2 fantasy tracks.
Sounds dangerous.
Both of them are dangerous. Both of them are very funny tracks. They're basically going to be bonuses. I don't know if Bone Crusher maybe. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, I was just making a joke. I didn't know one of them might actually be.
Yeah, I think one of them is. But I can't. Don't quote me on that because I've never done any of them. So, but yeah, there are going to be some extra tracks during the Olympics. That's going to be interesting.
Well, we're getting in the closing moments of this race now. We got about 38 laps left to go here in this 105 lap race. Raceman still leading over Flashbang, managed to gain about even more, about making a 7th gap now, 7-second gap. And looks like Raceman has just kind of ran away with this, and it looks like there's not going to be much done to settle that controversy or settle that bargain against Flashbang. Won't have nothing for it.
Yep. So, as if they just keep going like this, 36 laps to go. Flashbang is 7.5 seconds back. It looks like our stream is struggling for some reason. Not 100% sure what's going on there.
Yeah, it's been like freezing, like randomly. Now we're hitting about, hopefully at the 35 lap count now. Coming up here. There we go.
Let's go watch a different car for now. See what Flashbang's up to.
Looks like he's using all the track going on the apron there.
Absolutely.
I wonder if anyone's having some great battles farther back in the pack here.
So we're gonna take a ride through the field. Here's Volley, our 7th place car, ahead of Planet, who is actually the 4th place car. Cody Linscott is our actually 6th place car now. He must have pitted.
It must have, I mean, a lot of the time he might have burned up his stuff trying to keep pace with those faster cars, and that sometimes can happen. I mean, I know there's been times in iRacing when the faster car gets by me and I start pushing harder to just be able to keep that pace with them, and sometimes that really affects me and my tire wear and my strategy when it comes down to it.
Absolutely. Just to comment on this, Cody Linscott, this is his first time ever in NR2003. He got the game set up this week, as did a few others for tonight's race. Looks like the others didn't make it, but other than Coob.
I mean, with Cody, I mean, I've raced him on the iRacing side of things, and that's where he was beforehand. Ooh, gets a little closer to that 14, but just keep it clean and green.
He's
And
into the wall.
Wow. Wow, that's something. I wonder how much damage he got from that. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. We all know that the next gen cars typically have a more rigid structure, but when it comes to the NR2003, I wonder if if it's a different story.
Depends. They have the damage set to moderate, so you got to really hit that wall hard for it to really destroy the car. So that may have not done much.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, what I was saying is, I mean, I've raced Cody, and he's quite the clean driver, honestly, and he's always been able to keep it clean with other drivers and also be able to race people hard, but not quite to the point where it's dangerous for both parties. Very respectable driver. It's good to see him out here racing tonight on a Monday night.
Absolutely.
Looks like he's taking. Looks like he's going farther down the track onto the apron. Not quite hitting that apron down to the bottom, but quite kind of just right in there on the bottom groove and in the corners, being able to extend that. And looks like Flashbang went a lap down now, so the only lead car on the lead lap is gonna be Raceman.
Absolutely. I'm gonna change something real quick on. Oop, give me a second. Let's see if this helps the live stream any. So yeah, like you said, let's go back through the field a little bit more. It's aggravating that this thing wants to freeze up every time I do anything. I'm wondering if that's what's going on with the live stream. That's what I've been focused on the last couple minutes, is trying to figure out if the live stream's even working. So,
Well, honestly though, when it comes to race surface, I know we talked about it a little bit at the beginning of the race, but race surface here at Nashville always had that interesting different race surface, and I've noticed it's more turned into more of a cheese grater when it comes down to it, and with it being more of a cheese grater, I've noticed it has that uniqueness, and with that it also makes the cars put down more rubber, and it embeds more rubber down on the track with it being a little bit more textured than other typical racetracks. So, but honestly, in my opinion, that makes out to be wonderful racing. Being able to extend to that and being able to try to manage that impact on those tires when it comes to conserving versus not conserving.
exactly.
Um, Not many tracks we see that have that. I believe at one point, Atlanta had that concrete-based texture, and we saw how Atlanta aged over time with how that track became multi-groove just because of how much variation the track had within the cars running it, and we would see drivers take the bottom, we see drivers take the middle, some take the top, and it would really, really work around the ability of the driver being able to conserve and be able to not run so hard that the tires just give out on themselves. And Nashville, I wonder if Nashville will one day become something like that or something similar where the track will have multi-groove, and we saw that yesterday about the with the real guys being able to kind of run that middle to bottom and middle groove and the bottom groove, and kind of has a little bit of variation, but only time will tell if that top line on Nashville will be able to expand or widen out the track in the corners.
Time will tell. I mean, this track already has the multi grooves, as you were saying, so it's be interesting to see what happens to it.
Absolutely. As we now see, we're going to be at about the 25 lap mark here coming up, and honestly, we're getting to the point of this race where racers are going to start pushing a little bit harder. They're going to be looking to be a little bit more aggressive and looking to be a lot better. And looks like we got a new race leader. Is that Flashbang in the lead now?
Absolutely, Raceman pitted, so Flashbang is now 3 seconds ahead of Raceman, as you can see him back there. So this race is actually going to get a little more interesting here with these closing laps. 25 laps to go. Flashbang's got to save those tires for 25 laps and still stay fast so that he stays ahead of Raceman.
Like this is going to be a last attempt for Flashbang to be able to stay ahead of Raceman, and I wonder if Raceman's going to be able to get there. Now he's going to be about 2.7 seconds behind Flashbang. Definitely has the better pace. We saw Flashbang probably pit a little bit earlier, becomes a lap down, and be able to essentially undercut and be able to make up that time. But with making up that time early, you sacrifice running a little bit longer on these older tires, not making equal stints with your tires, making it a little bit more rougher. As we see Flashbang kind of go through these lapped cars here. Raceman still about 2 seconds behind. Raceman is hopefully, he's probably grinding and trying to get to him now. He's going to be right there exiting 4 when Flashbang is getting into the trioval, now into turn 1. Raceman is definitely trying to hunt down Flashbang. Flashbang is probably trying desperately to get away from Raceman. But looking on Flashbang's side of things, even though Raceman is closing in, Raceman still has to deal with those two lapped cars in between them, because lapped cars can do a lot in terms of racing. And lapped cars can prevent drivers from winning.
And Raceman's into the outside
Raceman
wall.
in the wall! That's definitely got to hurt him. I mean, that was a hard hit. I wonder if that's going to be able to do anything for Raceman and help Flashbang out here win this race.
We got 22 laps to go to figure that out, as Flashbang is getting ready to put Cody Linscott another lap down, who is in third.
It doesn't seem though Raceman was quite affected by that, but it looks like he's plowing a little bit more.
He's going to have 2 lap cars to go through to get to Flash. Are they going to just move over and let him go, or are they going to fight him a little bit?
My wonder is if they're going to fight each other a little bit. I mean, you got 2 lap cars that are trying to... They have an opportunity where the guy might be behind a lap car who's maybe on the same lap, for example. The guy behind Cody might be behind him trying to get up to the guy and... to get up to Cody, and that's a chance to be able to do that when your side those 2 drivers, Cody's side by side with like Flashbang or with Raceman, and being able to use the 2 leaders, be able to use them as a pick of some sort and be able to gain a little bit, man. But looks like Raceman got around those 2 lap cars, and now it's gonna be closing up to Flashbang, and it's gonna be about 20 laps to go. We're going on 19 laps to go here. Coming down to turn 3 and 4, we'll be able to go to the front race and come to 18. But it looks like Raceman has really reeled in Flashbang, and Flashbang is trying his hardest to be able to keep Raceman behind him. Now within a second now, Raceman to Flashbang.
Flashbang's really going to have to play defensive here coming soon.
Absolutely. I wonder if we're going to see some contact when they get to each other, or a bump and run maybe from Raceman. Let's see what happens here as Raceman is now gaining. It's going to be on the same front straightaway, and now they're going to be about that second length. Flashbang's going to have to try to mirror drive the car, try to put that dirty air on Raceman. Looks like Raceman's getting a little bit tight. He's getting close to that wall. Not quite, though, but looks like the dirty air is doing something for Flashbang, being able to hold up Raceman a little bit here.
Absolutely. So we're going to see a race here with 18 laps to go.
Looks like Raceman is now gaining ever more here on the backstretch. He's now going to be within a couple car lengths now of Flashbang, going into 3 and 4. Definitely trying to stay out of that dirty air, but you can't really help it when the guy in front of you sits right in the middle of the racetrack, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're seeing Raceman catch up to Flashbang. He's within 2 car lengths of his rear bumper now.
Looks like
he's going to make the pass right here.
Raceman on the inside into turn 3. Flashbang on the other side. This is like deja vu from the beginning of the race. Flashbang is going to be settling in behind him. Will Flashbang be able to cut back? He's going to be right there on the quarter panel. They're going to be side by side, coming down the front straightaway, side by side to the front. The person who's going to lead the race is going to be Flashbang. He's going to be taking the lead here. And now that's going to be Raceman. It's going to be able, will we see a slide job on Raceman? We see Flashbang be able to edge his car ever so slightly. They're going to be side by side here, still on the back straightaway. We got Raceman on the outside, Flashbang on the inside. Going into turn 3, Flashbang is going to be still on the inside. Sends it. See if he can still get there. Raceman's still going to try to get the dirty air onto Flashbang. Flashbang definitely going to be going to settle in here to second, but we'll see Flashbang make a move coming out of 2. We'll never know. Flashbang now in second.
So that is the race pass for the race lead. This may be the race right here. This is Raceman's race to win at this point.
I'm gonna hopefully see that Flashbang might still have a little bit something left in the tank, but it looks like Raceman is gonna be now not gonna be using that arrow blocking a lot more. Now Flashbang's probably gonna be able to. It's gonna be pushed back because of that arrow blocking, and from there it's all she wrote, honestly.
14 laps to go for Raceman to make his marks. As long as he keeps his marks, I think he's got this race won at this point.
And this is, I mean, go ahead.
This is after he claimed the wall a few laps ago.
Absolutely. You're just seeing the raw pace coming out of Raceman. I mean, there's always the chances for mistakes coming out of Raceman, but looks like Flashbang still not giving up, still within this couple car lengths.
Yep, we'll see if Flashbang has anything for him with 13 laps to go.
Definitely still, it's going to be Raceman's race to lose.
He's
Now we're
pulling
gonna be
away
coming up.
from Flash, so I think he's got this as long as he doesn't make a mistake.
Definitely. They're going to be coming up to 11 laps to go here. Looks like Flashbane's definitely, he's desperately trying to keep up with Raceman here. But there's always chances for a caution, right?
There is a chance for a caution. The rules are for this league that the game itself controls the cautions. So if anything causes a caution, including debris, a caution can come out. And it looks like Flashbang is trying to get a little bit more on Raceman. He might be burning those tires up now, trying to keep up with him.
But it looks like Flashbang been able to kind of close the gap a little bit. He's getting a little bit closer, but hopefully he can get there and be able to pass him. But remember, he's burning up those tires, and that could be detrimental to him.
Yeah, he's burning those tires up. Raceman's just taking it easy. You can see Raceman's just smooth on the wheel. That guy is just really good. I wish he was in iRacing. Flashbang's going to try to get right up on his bumper.
Flashbang sending into the corners, but that could have been his downfall there.
That was not a good idea. That's going to take him way back.
That's going to make him now more like 6 car lengths. Now he's going to have to try to gain all that momentum back. I mean, we've seen this kind of battling for last year, and for example, Truex versus Chris Buescher at Michigan, right? Buescher was leading, and Truex was trying to gain the position but couldn't because of the dirty air. And you have like 10 laps and you get there, and then after 10 laps you then get this dirty air, and this dirty air just pushes you back because of not being able to keep pace. But looks like Flashbang gave it all he had, and
yeah, he's burned up the tires at this point. 8 laps to go.
Looks like there's nothing left in that tank of that car. And with that being said, I think this is Raceman's races to lose.
It truly is. We're gonna watch. Let's go through the field and see who else is back here. We got Flashbang in second. Cody Linscott in third, who is 2 laps down. Kubinator is in fourth, and it looks like this is a battle for position between Cody Linscott and Kubinator. Kubinator trying to get the podium here. He's going to take the outside
on the outside
line.
He's going to be outside of Cody here coming into turn 2, and looks like they're going to be... Ooh, he backs out of it. That honestly could have been a pass there, but it looks like Kubinator is not going to be committed enough to passing Cody on the outside.
And now he's got Volley coming up to his inside as he's backing off. I don't know why he's backing off like he is.
I wonder if he got damaged there hitting that wall or something.
He's very much off the pace now. He was super fast there for a second, and then all of a sudden, it just lost pace. It's going through the field. KS is in 6th place here in the number 4 car. And there's Raceman. We're all the way back. We've cycled through. And I did get a confirmation from Racer Chick that the game just exited back to the main menu for no reason in the middle of the race. So technical difficulties took her out of the race.
Man, I was really hoping to see her really fight through the field tonight. And
she was in 3rd place when that happened.
I mean, that's quite a disastrous day for that, but hopefully she can come back next week and really give it her all again and hopefully get a win, maybe.
Yeah, that is the thing about this game. You know, it's old. There's some quirkiness to it. You just gotta chalk it up to technical difficulties a lot. You know that you got mechanical failures that can happen to your car in the sim, but then there's also mechanical failures that can happen to the game itself. That just kicks you out for no reason sometimes. So, you know, there's always those random failures, just like there would be in real life.
Absolutely.
As we see, Raceman is way ahead of Flashbang now, 3.249 seconds. This is Raceman's race to lose, 3 laps to go.
Coming out of turn 2 now, just like he's just absolutely been dominant. I mean, Flashbang definitely tried to do something to kind of make sure that this didn't happen, but sometimes you can't prevent the inevitable with someone as fast as Raceman here.
Yeah, he timed that pit strategy very well, but he had just didn't have the pace to keep ahead of Raceman before the finish of this. 2 laps to go.
And it looks like, I wonder if anyone's farther back. Looks like Kubinator hasn't quite passed Cody Linscott yet. Farther back, and looks like they're working. I think Kubinator's trying to get past them, but I don't think there's not much left in that car. There might have
No,
been damage or
I
something.
think he got damaged or something as he was trying to pass Cody. This is a good showing for both Cody and Kubinator.
Absolutely.
Excuse me. But both of them's first appearance in NR2003, and they're ahead of some veterans in Planet, KS, and Volley.
Well, looks like this can be the final 1 lap to go. Coming to around to 3 and 4 for Raceman now, and well, it looks like he's probably gonna win this race here if nothing goes too bad.
White flag.
White flag, and now he's gonna be coming into 2, 3, or 1 and 2, and just gotta execute his corners properly. And this race will be won by Raceman.
Yep, just hit those marks a couple more times, and he's got this.
Through 3 and 4, here comes Raceman. Wins one more, has another win to his count here at Nashville. And onto the front stretch, and it will be Raceman who will win here at Nashville.
That is win number 12 on the season for him.
I mean, tonight, we've seen many different opportunities with this race and many different things happen. I mean, there's some good shots here tonight where there was some big battling here, like we saw with Flashbang and Raceman, and we also saw some battling in farther back. And I mean, when they did happen, the battling was amazing, right?
Absolutely, there was a few battles. Let's see if Raceman burns them down for us.
And there you go, Raceman. Win number 12 on the season.
Yes.
Wins again in dominant fashion here at Nashville.
Spinning it around in the grass, Dale Earnhardt style.
Absolutely.
This is our NR2003 veteran. Oh, it can't!
Oh!
Oh, he just like, no.
Knockout.
Not going to let that happen today. He's going to do some burnouts too.
What a great group of guys there. Well, anyway.
Yep, between the 3 of them that are coming across, here comes Volley. He's going to hit him too. Oh, he missed him!
Oh, he missed! Not today!
Oh, that's funny. Oh, I think that's Flashbang. Yeah!
Oh, there's another one.
We're having a demolition derby on the front stretch here. But
That's
congratulations.
Points, boys.
Congratulations to Raceman on another victory. Let's go ahead and move on up to the channel with the guys, and let's get their thoughts on the race.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Hello,
Yeah,
guys.
Momesh starts at 7. His things are like 40 minutes long, so it's timed. You could just pop deck down here then.
Awesome.
Hello, everybody.
Oh,
Phoenix.
Hello.
Congratulations, Raceman, on another victory added to your medal.
Thank you, sir.
How's it feel to win here at Nashville?
Feels good, especially after that last pit stop I had.
Yeah, so what happened there?
I just got to pushing buttons, not paying attention, and spun it coming in the pit, and then blew by my pit stall and had to back up.
Oh, man, you made up some time. You came out of pits 3 seconds behind Flashbang. You guys made it pretty interesting there with about 18 laps to go. What was your thoughts as you were coming back up on Flashbang there?
Was I going to catch him? If I had enough to catch him, because my car got a little hospital wobble there at the end too. After that last pit,
Yeah, we saw that
hit
you.
the wall a couple times.
Yeah, we saw that you hit the wall really hard. Did that affect the handling of your car?
No, not at all. I didn't even look. I was afraid to even look and see if I had damage. I just pretended it didn't happen.
So, Redline, you got anything you want to say to the winner tonight?
Say I got nothing. What a dominant performance, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Flashbang, you brought it home in second place. How does it feel to get outclassed by Raceman twice in this race?
Oh yeah, it was fantastic. I threw everything I had at him.
I know you did.
There was a turn 3 there where I didn't know if I was going to hit him or if we were both going to wreck because I was coming in hot.
Yeah, we definitely watched that on the live stream. You took it right at his bumper, but you missed, and that's when that was all she wrote after that.
Yeah, the right front did not enjoy it after that. It was mad. Very, very mad.
And I want to say a big congratulations to the rookie of the night, Cody Linscott, with a third-place finish. How's it feel in your first outing ever in NR2003 to get a podium finish here in PRA?
It feels good. I've had a rough couple of weeks with the iRacing League, so it feels good that I actually was able to put out the performance I could.
So, what's your thoughts on NR2003 in comparison to iRacing?
It's fun. It's a different state of pace is the word I'm looking for.
Redline, you got anything you want to say to the podium finishers?
All I have to say, guys, it was a great race watching you guys race and see as much strategy come forth, and it was honestly a great race. And congratulations for you guys on getting a podium.
Yeah, and you guys, that's win number 12 for Raceman. You got to catch up to him, guys.
Like, come on, you can't be letting him run away with this championship.
I don't know.